Really quick announcement before this video gets started. If you guys have been interested or ever been interested in working with me for my online coaching or just interested in my app in general, now is a really good time to get started if you are interested, because I am offering 30% off for Black Friday from the moment you guys are watching this video until I think Monday, December 2nd. You guys have the option for 30% off. The code will be in the description. All the information will be in the description in the bottom of the video. If you guys do have any questions, message me on Instagram or email me. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. I had a few extra minutes today, so I figured I'd sit down with you guys and talk to you guys about my recent house purchase with my good friend and business partner Ricky Gutierrez. So for those of you guys that are interested in this video, it's just going to be a complete sit down video. I know this isn't the most interesting topic, especially for my followers, based on the last couple videos of me talking about this. So you guys can go ahead and skip this over. Hopefully this week when I post this video, it's going to be 2 videos a week, so you guys won't miss out on the normal upload if you did want to skip through this. But for those of you guys that are interested, I'm going to break down why we bought the house, the plans for it, profit margins, and just kind of break down the numbers for you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get the video started. So a little bit of backstory before I actually talk about the actual house. Real estate has been something that I've been very passionate about for the last couple years, and I actually bought my first rental property in July of this year, so about 6 months ago, in Phoenix, Arizona. And the house that we actually closed on November 3rd, which is Ricky and I, is a house that's in Peoria, Arizona, so it's kind of in the same vicinity as my current rental property. But it's something that we've both been actively looking, not necessarily together, but like he's always been interested in real estate, and obviously I have as well. And then this deal came up to us literally about a week and a half before we closed on it. It was super random. Going back a little bit on the story, one of my followers had the connection with a wholesaler, and a wholesaler is basically someone that finds a house that someone wants to sell and they get it under contract. They don't actually put up any of their money, but they get that contract for a certain price of the house, and what they do with that contract is they transfer it over to someone that's interested in buying it that actually has the money. So all they basically are is the middleman of it. So they'll find a house and then they'll find a buyer for it, and it just basically cuts out the real estate commission, and they find houses that usually they can get at a good deal because then they can flip it to someone else. For example, Ricky and I were the one that bought this house from the wholesaler. He knew Ricky from Instagram, and then his friend knew me from Instagram, so we kind of all had that connection, and that's actually how we got this deal. So it just kind of goes to show how crazy and how important networking is. Not necessarily Instagram, but just making connections with people in the same industry as you, and just kind of just making connections in general with people. It's very important. Because if he had no idea who we were, then we would have never gotten this deal from this guy. But anyways, he presented us with a deal the day he went and saw it. He ended up sending us a few pictures of it. I think he sent like maybe 30 pictures, and he sent a quick walkthrough video. Obviously, I'm not in Arizona. I live in Los Angeles. Ricky's about an hour and a half away from the house, so he couldn't make it that day to go and drive and see it. Ricky and I actually had a similar deal a couple months ago with this same wholesaler. We ended up being too slow on the deal because we wanted to wait a little bit on the offer, and someone ended up beating us out. So when this deal was presented to us, we knew we didn't have a whole lot of time on it, so there's no time for us to actually go see the house. So we basically went off the pictures and we went off the video that this guy had sent us, and we ended up making an offer. The original offer that he wanted, the wholesaler wanted, was $230,000. He knew Ricky personally from Instagram, so I was like, hey Ricky, do you want to, you're probably better off negotiating. He actually knows you, he follows you. So Ricky ended up calling him up. He's like, hey, can you do $225,000? He said no, so then we met in the middle at $227,500 on the closing of the house. Now, after all this went through, after all the paperwork, the wholesaler has to disclose what he paid for the house. So the wholesaler ended up getting the house under contract at $215,000, and we bought it for $227,500. So overnight, the wholesaler ended up making $12,500 on that deal, which is absolutely insane. But it's a lesson learned for us. Now that we know kind of the profit margins that they're making, there's probably a little bit more wiggle room that we could negotiate. Like we probably could have maybe gotten it down to 225 if we waited a little bit longer. But since we had that thought of that previous house that we lost because we weren't fast enough, we wanted to get on this super quick. But now we know moving forward that we may negotiate. It just really depends. It's a case-to-case scenario, but we may negotiate a little bit more next time just because we know they have a good chunk of profit that they can work with as well. When you go through wholesalers, it generally has to be an all-cash offer, and it closes in, I think we closed it in 2 weeks because it was all cash. We didn't have an inspection, we didn't have an appraisal, we didn't have a loan, so it was super quick close. We ended up closing November 4th on it, November 3rd or November 4th. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,700 square foot house in a really nice neighborhood. It's a family neighborhood. The reason why we bought it is because we talked to Lenny, who's my real estate agent on my first property that I bought, and he was like, if you guys don't take this, this is a really good opportunity. Like, I'm gonna take it, so if you guys don't take it, pass it on to me, let me know, because I want it. So he was the one that kind of like reassured us that this was a really good deal. Built in 1998, so it's a little over 20 years old. We knew there wasn't gonna be a whole lot of serious issues on the house. And based on the pictures, we can tell it was really well maintained by the owner. We had like a lot of confidence going into it that if we offered even $230,000 that we'd probably be able to make a little bit of a profit margin. Keep in mind, we're still like halfway through the process of renovating right now, so I don't know if it's gonna sell, when it's gonna sell, or what it's gonna sell for. Lenny had told us that if we fixed it up a little bit, we'd probably be able to get at least $270,000 from it, just based on comps nearby. So that right there was a $42,500 profit margin on a house that needed very little fixing up. So we were going into it thinking maybe if we throw in 10K renovations, we'll be able to get like $32,500 out of it. But there's a lot of fees and stuff that go into it. The biggest fees that that you guys have to keep in mind if you guys are interested in flipping is if you're not a real estate agent, 6%, usually 3% goes to your buyer, the buyer's agent, 3% goes to the seller's agent. So that's 6% of the overall sales price of the house just automatically gets taken away for your real estate agent commissions. So if we sold this house for $270,000, that's just under $17,000 that goes to commissions. So that cuts into our profit margin by over 50%. So that was, I think, gonna be our biggest issue. We're obviously still moving through renovations. We had Lenny, we still have Lenny walking us through every step of the way, which is a massive help. He's literally got the painter, plumber, tile guy, handyman, yard guys. He's well connected with them, so it's been a breeze getting them in and out. Like, we literally had people the next day after we closed doing the yard work, starting the paint and all that kind of stuff. We knew going into it that we both wanted to use it as kind of like a learning experience because it was a fairly easy house. There wasn't a whole lot that we can mess up on, and it's just something that, it's a good starting house, I should say. So moving forward now, we know what to expect, we know timelines, we got connections now, so overall, even if we don't make a profit at all, it's been such an incredible experience, and being able to team up with one of my best friends, Ricky, who's extremely smart, well-versed, and then being able to work with Lenny on this as well has been an incredible, humbling and great experience for me. So I'm just really happy with the whole experience so far. Now, getting you guys up to date on everything. We are, right now, I think we're gonna probably finish up everything in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. We're already about 2 weeks into the process. Today is November 21st. We started everything November 4th. But we're pretty much done. Like, the only thing we really have to do now is get the granite countertops on. We were a little bit delayed on that. Interior paint's done, exterior paint's done, yard work's done, tile work's done. The handyman came in, did a lot of stuff with the drywall, removed the mirrors, prepped everything for painting. The new carpet is already done, installed. All that kind of stuff has already been taken care of. So the only thing we really have to do is just do the final touches on it and then get it listed, which we're really excited for. So, I mean, realistically, if this wasn't our first time, we could probably knock this out in about 2 weeks, but since it is our first time and I'm not actually in Arizona, it's taking a lot longer. But I mean, I'm still really happy with how fast everything's going. Now, some of the cons. We're over budget. We're probably gonna be about 50% over budget. We're probably gonna end everything, that was my dog, we're probably gonna end everything right at $15,000 in renovations, so that's an extra $5,000 from the whatever 13,000 we have left. So I mean, at the end of the day, right now we're probably expecting, unless it sells over asking price, maybe about $2,000 to $4,000 profit each. But like I said, it's more of an experience for us. What else? What did we do on the house? We knew from the pictures that it needed new paint for sure. It needed new appliances in the kitchen. It needed new countertops, all that kind of stuff. But to be specific, the yard guys came in, They were $600 to reseed the grass. The grass looks amazing, by the way. So they reseeded the entire backyard. They tightened up all the bushes. They cut off all the loose ends. They cut a tree in the backyard that was hanging over the house, which in the inspection it wouldn't have went through. So they took care of that and they just tidied up the backyard. It looks so much better. They came literally the next day and they pretty much tidied everything up. I think it took them 3 days. So they were $600. We got a bunch of quotes the next day too. So we got a quote from the painter. We got a quote from the carpet guy. We got a quote from the granite guy all the next day, so that was fairly quick. The most expensive thing so far was interior and exterior paint, and they painted the cabinets all white, which I think we made a good decision on. Altogether, they painted the wall, the exterior, interior, and all the cabinets in the house for $5,400. Now, I believe we could have probably found a better deal. We could have probably shopped around a little bit better, but like I said, like it's really hard for me to like shop around and do stuff myself when I'm not actually in town. When we flip the next house, I want to spend more time hands-on at the house and actually be active with a lot of like the repairs and stuff, because it's something that I want to learn. So we definitely could have saved money there. I know I'm probably gonna get some comments on that like that's ridiculous price for painting a house inside and out, $5,400, but it looks amazing and that needed to be done for sure. Next thing, carpet. We had 3 rooms that had carpet in it. Really disgusting. The previous owner had dogs, so there was like some pee stains on there. Like the dog had like some chew marks, like he ripped up the carpet in some spots. So we knew for sure that was gonna have to go. Super cheap though, I think. Removal, trash, like he took care of everything. New carpet, new installation was $900. Carpet's something that I don't have an interest in really trying to do myself, so I was totally fine with spending $900 on that. Let's see, the next step was granite countertops. So I had no idea what to expect, how much it would cost. I knew it was probably gonna be pretty expensive, but we got quoted at $1,800 for just the fabrication of the granite. And then the countertops, Ricky actually went in because I wasn't in Arizona at the time. This was like, a lot of this was over the phone. The granite countertops ended up being $550 per slab. We needed 2 slabs, so I think it was like, ended up being just under $1,100 plus the $1,800 fabrication, ends up being about $3,000 for the granite countertops. I think it's something that needed to be done probably. It was outdated. Nothing has been updated in the house, and kitchen-wise, nothing had been updated since 1998, so it definitely needed a little bit of fixing. That's getting installed right now. Like I said, it's the last thing that needs to be done. What else? Carpet yard, paint, granite countertops. The handyman, so he ended up doing basically all the small work. Like there were some tiles that were broken that he needed to replace. He needed a prep for the painters, so he like ended up taking off a lot of the mirrors. He was the one that took off the countertops. He like took off like a ceiling fan for us because we didn't need it anymore. He just did all the small work that like obviously I couldn't do. I probably could have taken off the countertops. I probably could have taken off the mirrors, but like I said, I didn't have the luxury of being there. I had to be back in LA for work. I think in total with like the parts that he needed from Home Depot and stuff ended up being about $450 for him to kind of go in and fix it up. And we're gonna need him to come back as well to kind of help us out with the final touches on the house. And Lenny just sent us a big list of stuff that still needs to be fixed. So when I go back this weekend, obviously I'm gonna try to do as much as possible. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna take off all the, I'm gonna replace all the switch plates, basically the outlets in the wall. I'll put a picture on it. I'm gonna go replace those, buy new ones, stuff that I can easily do because I don't want to have to spend money unless I have to. We're hoping to list it in December, so overall it would be like a 30 to 45 day turnaround, which I think is pretty quick for our first flip. It's something that I honestly want to do full time. This is the first time that I've like in a long time that I've been super excited about something. Just thinking about the house, like I'm super stoked to go to Arizona. Like I want to wake up, I want to go to the house, I want to get work done, I want to like, it's so fun to me. So it's something I want to do long term. So building this partnership with Ricky and with Lenny has been awesome, and I'm hoping that it'll be a good longevity to it. So if we can just get more of these consistently, I think it can be like a full-time thing, which I'm really excited about. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, one last thing, I almost forgot. We're getting new appliances too. So that's gonna be, I think we got the price at, I paid like $1,500. I'm getting my rental house, which I paid like $2,000 for a fridge and laundry machines. This house is the opposite. I'm getting everything that I didn't need at the rental property. So we need a dishwasher here, an oven here, and a microwave here, and I think I paid $56 for it, stainless steel appliances with installation and delivery on it. So that's pretty much it, guys. If I did miss anything, you guys have any curiosity questions about it, let me know in the comment section down below. Why we're choosing to flip this as opposed to renting it, it's really up in the air. I wouldn't mind renting it out, but like right now, we just kind of want to just see how the whole entire flip process goes from renovating it to selling it. So like Ricky and I agreed on this would be a flip. We wouldn't buy and hold it. For me, passive income, I would prefer passive income over like capital. So I would prefer more rental properties as opposed to more flipping things, but it's a case-to-case scenario. Ricky and I agreed on just flipping the house, and then we also told Lenny that we'd use him to list it. So I think that'd be unfair to Lenny as well if we decided to just hold on to it, and he'd be missing out on his commission for all the stuff that he helped us with. So yeah, we're just going in. I mean, I think it would rent pretty good. I think rents go there for about $1,600 a month. Which is really, really good. I'm getting $1,800 out of my other property. I'm really lucky with that because I'm renting it per room, which the students are paying an extra. They're paying $500 over what the comps are for rentals. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, $1,600 for a $270,000 house is not bad, especially when we paid $230 for it, or $227 for it. But I think just for now, we're just gonna flip it, and then definitely we're gonna look more into the next flip that we do, maybe a buy and hold situation. So we'll see. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy the video. It's probably a really long one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I'm still very new to this, so there might be some stuff that I am incorrect on, but I've just been like super excited for. I've been watching YouTube videos for like almost like in all my free time. I just watch YouTube videos about wholesaling, real estate, flipping houses, because it's something that I'm very passionate about. So I'm excited for this next journey. Fitness will still be a high priority of mine, guys, obviously, but I just want to kind of expand my knowledge in a different industry than fitness. So hopefully this pans out. I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, on it. When it does sell, it will sell. I'm gonna make sure it sells. I'll keep you guys, I'll do like a post-sale follow-up video on it to let you guys know the actual numbers, everything specific. Like I'll break down the numbers for you once we have a buyer that wants to buy it and we know the sale price and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna take this guy to the dog park. I'm gonna go work out, and then I have a bartending shift later tonight. So I got a pretty packed day, but I wanted to fit this video in.